is Thursday morning. It's 11 o'clock. Well, actually 11:01, so I'm a minute late. I appreciate you guys for being here, man. Want to have a... That's right, sing it, bro. Sing it. We are going to do our wrist checks here. And let me see who we got. We got a couple people watching. Thank you for the thumbs up. Today's topic, man, will involve all of you people that watch on replay. Excuse me. And I would love to know your thoughts, man. We're going to cover a number of things. I have a couple of things written down. I actually asked ChatGPT about today's topic, which is pretty much pet peeves about watch collecting and the different nuances across YouTube or any social media. So let's dive in real quick. Wrist check I have on, you see it right there. I got a Hamilton, one of my favorite watches. I'm going to say that a lot over my YouTube career, if you will, because I have a number of watches that I consider my favorites. I have a couple of examples here too. Some watches that I'm gonna ask you guys, do you think that are they necessary? How do you feel about them? I do have a Timex over here that I haven't even pretty much unboxed yet. What's up? What's going on, Christopher White? I see you in the box. DK, this is a topic that, you know, I would like to have DK on up here just to hear. But a few days ago, let me see, I got it pulled up over here. A few days ago, the 1916 company, Tim, I think they changed the title, because now it says the 5 deadly sins of luxury watches. I think it was 5 things he didn't like about collectors or something like that. So I was digging into this episode, right? I was actually there for the live. And there were a lot of stuff, a lot of conversations in there. But are there some pet peeves that you guys have when it comes to watch collecting? Curious. So I am going to I'm going to be reacting pretty much to Tim. I may pull up another video, but in an hour, I know this topic can go crazy. So let's see what.
Your watch shouldn't resemble the aftermath of bathing the dog in the tub, if you know what I mean.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask you guys this: how many of you guys, when you buy a watch, you keep the stickers on? Right, and I'm not saying like you forgot the stickers, because I'll tell you what's really easy to do is when you buy a new watch like this one has stickers all on the back. I believe it did it have a sticker over here? It may have a sticker on there, and I know it was definitely one on the crystal. After I got through peeling all the stickers, I peeled it off the bracelet, sized it. I had wore it, and there was a sticker right there. And I had wore it, didn't know. And the only reason I knew that it was a sticker because it started, like, 'cause I got in the water with it, and it started to peel. I said, oh crap, there's a sticker on there. But how many people keep their stickers on? Buying a watch, what's that? Bruh, I used to get annoyed. Oh, hold on. I used to get annoyed, but man, that's the problem. Everyone has their own collecting method. It's none of my business. I can only be the change that I want. Yeah, bro, I get you on that one. But you know, people like to project their dislikes and complaints on Watch Crunch and everything else. And yeah, there's been a couple times that you I'll see your comments on. I haven't been on Watch Crunch in a minute, but I've come across some of your spicy meatball love comments, and yeah, you could be what's going on, Robert Wood? You could be rough, man. You could be sandpaper on people's retina, man. When they see your comment, they like, who is this guy? Why is he saying this? It's coffee slapping, man. I like it. Now, it is fun to troll the haters. And you, man, I don't think there's anybody on YouTube that do it better than you. I will give you that crown, bro. You are, gosh. I know it's people probably want to kill you, bro. Cause they like, I can't stand him. He just infuriates me. I've seen a number of your comments, but I'll be like, dang. And if I have never talked to you in person, I can only speculate, but like, dude, I can tell you get a kick out of that, bro. That you something else. They get so bent out of shape when I walk circles around them in the comments. Ah, bro. That, yeah, you're a piece of work. You said buying a watch, what's that? But yeah, so if you just got here, just want to, we're talking about pet peeves in the watch market, in the watch community, in this whole thing. And I would say, as far as my opinion, I do gravitate towards that DK because I buy what I like, and there's some people that's disagreed with. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a watch that I got a comment on, and it was my collecting Islander watches, and the comment went something like, "Well, why buy that? And you could just buy a Seiko," which I do have a Seiko mod, if you will, that I built. All right, bro. Catch you later. So my thing is, I collect because I like it. I like this product. I mean, I like this watch especially, just over its design cues, the colorways is crazy. And it's something that I dig. I like putting on my wrist. I like this one too. But that's just the fun of collecting. And I don't see where me buying an Islander will affect your life or your lifestyle. But hold on, let me go back to Tim's, because it was something that was said in this thing.
I am in the dark. Second, many of the bracelets are metal, and they're grinding against the watch every waking minute, and that's difficult for me to bear. Marks of wear.
Okay, so on this part, he was talking about wearing a watch and wearing a bracelet. And I know in the Invicta community, you got people that dude, that was the norm. That was the norm, man. So you have people that make bracelets. I actually made bracelets during COVID. I was making bracelets, and for like different color watches and stuff like that. And I would either wear them on this wrist or I would wear them on the same wrist. But in that one, Tim is like, that's a no-go. Like, bro, well, at least for him, he doesn't like that whole having a metal bracelet up against a watch because you're scratching it all up, man. But what do you guys think about that? I like Carbine, I like Hyundai, could care less what anyone thinks, just like my Invicta collection. That don't bother you, Vic? There's some people much rather you go buy a Rolex than keep investing your money in Invicta. Which, I don't know if you guys caught it last night, but on Whatnot app, A.L. Lalo was actually on last night selling watches. And may I add, that Whatnot app, Invicta has found their home, man, because at one point they had 1,500 people watching, and dude, they were selling watches like crazy, just like that. Way faster than what I've seen on any home shopping network. So I think Invicta has found their niche. He said, that Kona is fire. Oh yeah, I like that car, bro. He said he a tutor troll. What's up, Hell Caesar? What's that, Levine? Am I saying that right? Levine 145, welcome in. E Mac is in the building. GJC is in the building. Thank you for being here. So yeah, man. And feel free, if you guys think this is a topic that could end up like, nah, I really don't want to leave my comment because how I feel, any pet peeves. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna say I have a lot of pet peeves. Across the board with YouTube, I will see where one major YouTuber will talk about a particular brand like Tudor, and then there's like a slew of other, I'm talking about like a laundry list of YouTubers that will talk about it, and then like with no shame, they will talk about it in the same light as the original. 5 years after, and my tutor's still holding strong. And then I'm looking like there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more people. 5 years later, and my Pelagos is still kicking. And let me tell you why. 5 years later, I'm like, yo. And they always come after the original video or whoever did it first. Now, keep in mind, there are times where, like, I don't know how it works out, but I didn't launch a video. I'm gonna be honest with you. TGV launched a video that, was it the last one? And it was the way he did it, right? Now, I can still put mine out, but it was similar to it. I was like, man, okay, I'm gonna let his breathe for a minute, and then I'll put mine up next month. I didn't want to launch it after his. That just, say what you will, I just didn't want to because I was like, man, it's too close to his video. I'm still a fan of old Invicta. I'm no longer buying the brand, but if they come out with something that catches my eye, then I will. I'd rather invest my money into other brands. Okay. Uh-oh, Tay Davis back in here. Memphis, man. What's happening? All right, so let me, it was one part, and I'm gonna actually read off some stuff that ChatGPT said about this.
On your watch can be tonight. What else is going on?
Okay, listen.
Roland's joining in from Dallas. We're glad to have him along with Vincent, saying make a 1916 company event in Geneva for the next Watches and Wonders. Would give just about anything to attend. We'll probably do a Devatoon event we did last year. I was at that. So
I really
watch their
love
social
everything
media.
about
You'll
a
probably get a
watch,
chance
then
to meet
I'll
me and party
find
with me
out
and Denny
the
Flash.
crown too small,
And
they
any
polish
occasion
off
where we
all the
both show
gear
up
I'm
is
looking at.
easily the draw, not me. What else is happening here?
Yo.
I certainly appreciate
So is that a problem with the
Got
Casio?
joining in from Brisbane, and Mr. Donut. What about if the watch has a leather strap? Does that change your view?
It's funny how,
I'm
hold
not
up,
sure how that mitigates the impact of many bracelets on fashion or function.
hold up.
I once had to aggressively edit a collector conversation.
Okay, I already asked this question. So on this part of the video, he's talking about people that keep their stickers on. Like, for example, the cap culture, this has been on there for a minute. Do you guys do it? And you know what's crazy? I've seen that. That's not just a sneaker culture. My kids were doing this. If they went and bought a $300 pair of jeans, right, or $600 pair of jeans, they actually will have the sticker tag off the jeans, right? Like, so you can see how much they paid for it, which I was like, yo, pull that off. They like, no, Pops, that ain't, no. We got to keep that on. I'm like, oh, okay. Gotcha. So, do you guys still wear the stickers underneath your watch? I keep the case back sticker on. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. What up, sis? How you doing? You said it's not really, really bad, but it's not good. I'm gonna tell you, okay, so I'll get back to Tim in a minute. Let me read off something that chat was talking about. Key pet peeves currently, 2025, across the interweb. People are upset about hype, scarcity, wait list frustrations, and how popular new models sell out extremely fast, or artificial scarcity. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that or not. I do know the one watch that comes, or the watch company that comes to mind is Rolex, because of course, there's a wait list for them. But then in the micro brand space, Helm is one that takes forever. And who was it? What were we talking about? What was the other one? The New York-based brand. I actually have it. Laurier, not having enough. And that falls in the category. That is a pet peeve of people. But like the thing about it too, like, and they can speak for themselves, but you got to think too, they're not making on a mass scale. That's one thing. That's the downside to micro brands. Is if they do a good job and more people like it, and they're only putting out 1,000 watches per
I'll
year.
get a job somewhere else eventually.
Yeah, think about how many people are doing that.
I'd be like, I'm not coming to work tomorrow.
How many people
Yeah,
are
sorry.
buying watches? You know what I'm saying? You said I used to keep the stickers on, but it ends up sticking to me and falling off, so I don't bother anymore. What's up, Kev Cook? How you? Oh, does it say it on the other side? This coffee cup said something. Coffee first, smile later. It's funny when you come here, you get to pick your own coffee cup up and then go from there.
Or buy something. Yeah.
Okay, so another pet peeve across the board is price inflation.
You're more responsible.
Value versus cost. Watches have increased beyond perceived value. Do you guys find that to be an issue right now? So, tariffs, real world situation, right? And it's not
If you want 100,
technically it's not a big deal because we don't need watches. We got phones. We can just use our phone and just keep it moving. Or you can even, like when you go and do your watch plan, you can get a smartphone or smartwatch rather. Smartwatch. You don't have to. I've been waiting on a helm for about 2 years. I think I missed the one of those emails. Yeah, I missed my email this year. I was waiting. I put in 2020, and I just got the call.
I used to work with a lady way back.
Was it March? No. It was June. It was actually June. I got the call June of this year. So that was, or did I? No, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. 2021 is when I put that in first. Still. All right. Now, another one.
If they bought it all in cash, though.
Trend chasing. Buying what's hot, the constant stream of new releases. Do you guys think that that's a problem? Because just when you look at one, boom, there's another one. They should text or call. Email is too easy to miss. Yeah. He needs to adopt that Islander mindset because Mark, you get the email and text message.
That's the dream.
That would be ideal. That's a good one, Skylar. And you know what? I'm glad you said that. So just in case anybody watches this or this is shared out and they see it, this is something that, you know, because I'm hoping that the conversation we having right now, we can sit and talk about the pet peeves, but I hope that we can learn something from and maybe some stuff can be adjusted or what have you. So let's see. What was the other one? Oh, design compromise, lazy engineering. And one of the examples, we're actually gonna go with Skylar's example. Hold on, let's go back up to Skylar's. I'm going to hold up. Let me see. Let me tag your. Looking at you. All right. I'm gonna pin that message. Got a little piece of lint there. So, one of the examples was a conversation that happened between, this was a heated discussion. I'm talking about heated. There was a YouTuber that actually came after Nico's jump hour. And it wasn't so much the movement that he was, I guess it was so much the movement he was using, it was the price with the movement that he was using. And the fact that he was charging way more than what the movement, because you could have bought a watch from AliExpress for about $100, right? And Nico was charging $1,000. So, I mean, that one was heated. You know, it was a back and forth thing, man. And yeah. I'm not even gonna respond to that one. I'm not even gonna pull that one up, man. But then, you know what, let me jump ahead of a couple of these other ones because I'm gonna go with that. One of the main pet peeves now currently is media influencer overemphasizing particular watch brands. So this is, what I'm reading off you, if you just got here, what I'm reading is ChatGPT. And I went to go research the sites that they, because like when you use chat, it'll tell you, it'll show you where you get this from, and then you just go from there. That is a problem because I watched a video yesterday. Some guy dropped one about homage watches, and y'all know I just talked about homage watches a couple of days ago, and that, like, we had a great conversation, or I think we had a great conversation, and it does get spicy, right? But this is actually, this is an issue with people. They are sick of, and I'm not calling no influencers out by name. There are names to some other stuff. I did use the Nico stuff, but like in this one, you guys have to figure that out on your own. Or you pretty much know what influencers will just overemphasize on particular brands because it's like, do they have a deal with them? Did they receive the watch? And that was the one thing. It was like, hey, I can't trust somebody that if you receive the watch, your opinion of it means nothing because you were paid to tell me that this watch is amazing. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get into new models too fast is only a problem if you suffer from severe FOMO and have too much money to burn. I enjoy watching new stuff coming out in its current rate because I ain't on the spend regardless. Nico would have cooked his own watch if it hadn't come. Bro, I promise. Man. Hey, you know what? I'm going to say something that is very interesting. Nico gives a disclaimer, or at least he gave a disclaimer on one of his videos. He said, if you don't like this type of content, don't watch it because, you know what I'm saying? And you have to, I guess, appreciate that. He's giving you a warning. But Nico goes in when he's talking about these influencers and stuff like that. And I've thought about this in our current climate. Now, before I go and say my next comment, I grew up in an era where mama jokes, man, playing a dozen, bro. Like, dude, you got talked about. You wear buddies. You come in looking dusty, man. I'm talking about you about to get talked about, right? Everybody in different cities had different ways of calling it. So some people say you about like they joning, right? Or they jiving on somebody. There are certain terms that let you know this is what they're doing. But there was no holds barred. Yo, mama jokes, and you broke. I've seen people fight over stuff because it was true. Like, man, if they lived in a poverty or in the hood or something like that, or a project, and they couldn't afford. Most of the time, though, the people that was in the project, they could, man, you say something about them, they about to light you up. The only reason I tell you guys that is because Gen Xers was raised in certain areas, I can't say all of them, was raised in certain atmospheres, so you talking about somebody else really don't bother as much. You with it, you with the smoke. Nowadays, I've seen on this platform, on YouTube, where people have unalived themselves for what's being said. They were like, and it's crazy. So, and I say that because Nico holds no bars. I mean, like, he gives zero cares about what you feel, man. 'Cause I've seen him say the most heinous things about people responding to watch collecting, and in my humble opinion, I'm like, bro, some of it is like, I'm like, bro, you going way too far, man. Like, bro, some of the stuff, like the Rick Ross thing I thought was hilarious, and I'm like, Rick Ross' response was trash. I'm gonna just call it. But one of the videos I saw where he was responding to this female TikToker and the stuff he said, I was like, yo, bro, yo. I don't know if you're doing that just to get, like, because you have to keep that persona up. I would hate that, because he's probably a nice guy in real life, man. On here, bro, some of the stuff he said, some stuff is hilarious. I've seen him like, man, but he's very, very, very coarse, man. Like, bro, he's like trying to drink lava, bro. You know what I'm saying? Out of a steel glass, or steel cup. It's not a glass, but a steel cup, bro. Like, yeah. I can imagine if I turned my content into that, like, what would I be called? Because I was live the other day, y'all, when we were talking about these micro brands, and somebody said, "Oh, another angry black man ranting." I was like, "Bro, what does my race got to do with anything?" Well, we here talking about watches. Get what you get. They in there. They out there. I'm gonna get to your comment section in a second. I said in your section. Let's see what you say. Nico would have cooked his. Okay, I read that already. I read that. All right. So, the other thing that people are tired of, or pet peeve of people, is box shots. People that they don't have the watch in hand, but they will show the watch in a box, or in a box. They would just show a still picture or a wrist shot of something, and they may make it expand and come back out. Like, it gets a little detailed of people like, yo, I want to see what the watch, because a stock photo of a watch does not come close to actually seeing the watch manipulated and moved around and look. Because I'll use this for example. When I saw this watch, just the what he had online, I said, it looks interesting. And it was because of the hour markers, right? But then when you look at it, you're like, man, look at the domage. I love that distortion. The texture, the braid, everything about this watch I thought was pretty dope. And then when you see this, the stock photo, you're like, okay. But that engraved, like, it's just pressed. I like it. I like the watch. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, wait. Oh, yes. Man, that's like a guilty pleasure, bro. I really dig that. Oh, man. A good bezel turn, man. Rick Ross got caught lying about a watch that he claimed that was one of one, but the watch came and said it was. Yeah, I remember that. And I actually had one of my TikTok videos banned for something. My response to that. I just think Rick. I like that one. I don't understand. And I do, man. I'm gonna tell you one of my pet peeves. I used to like, what was it? GQ, right? I like watching GQ, but I was looking at GQ on the rocks. For years, I was looking at the hip hop culture, movie stars, actors, everybody that would get on there and they would show their watches. And that's when I heard the term bust down. And no, I've heard it in the raps, but I didn't know what it meant until I actually watched the actual, like, GQ on the rocks, and seeing that they would take a regular watch, you know what I'm saying, a Cartier, a Rolex, mostly Rolex, and then they'll have, you know, diamonds set in it. They'll take the APs and have diamonds put in it. Some of these people that were on there couldn't even tell time. They didn't know how to set the watch. And I was like, what? Are you serious? But that was like one of the first things, like, from a kid, man. My godfather sat with me when I was younger and helped me. And then, of course, in grade school, you learn how to tell time. But he taught me how to set my watch, how to set the date and everything, the importance of doing that, keeping time. Like, and these guys get on there and it's like, yo, just show your trophy necklaces, your earrings and stuff like that. When it comes to watches, y'all have no clue. And Rick Ross stepped into the realm that he has no idea. Now, that's one thing to have money to buy some of the high-end watches and then showcase to the people. So I guess, you know, while we're talking about that, is another pet peeve of mine, because now I'm going to use race. And I'm going to tell you why. When it comes to black folk, right, some black folks, showboating and showing that, you know, you're bigger and better than somebody else and you don't have all of the information just makes you look crazy. And then we get grouped. Yes, this happens. We get grouped with all these different people. And I'll share a conversation I had off camera with somebody, and comment was, I didn't know black people collected watches like that. I didn't know that. Like, I thought you guys always wanted to get like your bust down stuff, and I was showing my collection, and this is a white guy talking to me. I didn't take offense to it, but it's just what's portrayed on here. Dude, it happens. Like, and again, I really don't get into that whole thing, and I can't call it a pet peeve of mine because I don't come across it too. That was a rarity that I had that conversation, right? And I've had that since I've been on YouTube. I've had that conversation maybe 3 times. In 2 months, it'll be 7 years since I've been on this thing. 3 conversations that I can remember. One on a cruise, the other was just, you know, out in public. But yeah, it's like they get on there, the black folk get on GQ and they talk about all this stuff, man. Yeah, I got this buzz down, I got that, and yeah, I'm like, bro, you can't even tell the time. You can't tell the history of it, man. And that's the other thing too. Let me just connect, going back to the pet peeve. Another pet peeve of people is the micro brand space. Some people don't appreciate the micro brand space. They don't like it. They like, hey, we wish it wasn't here, because they do not have what did they say? Heritage. They don't have the heritage. There's no history. And then they make up this history on their watch and try to push it off as it being something popular, like they supposed to go with that, right? This is not my words. This is what I'm getting off the chat. All right, hold on, let me see. Talking about watches from a website or stock photos, it has been in certain contexts, but a lot of people use YouTube to check out a watch they want to buy, so no good for that situation, in my opinion. Oh boy, here we go. Why you trying to upset me? I want big brands to go away and leave only micro brands left. How about that? Okay, so are we doing that? I was gonna play that. Tim actually, hold on. And this isn't look. I like Tim. I've watched the 1916 Company. I jump into lives and talk to him. But keep in mind, these are his opinions.
Bezel and case back stickers still on the watch.
We're 31 minutes in. Welcome in. Anybody that just jumped in the box.
Collection of tape mummified watches.
I use that word box because we're talking about Tim. If you, yeah. If you watch 1916, you know what I'm talking about. All right, hold on. Let me get to that part.
There's more. You may be shocked to learn that stickers.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Let me see. I lost my spot, but at the end of the day, Tim is not big on micro brands. And it actually comes down to what I actually got from ChatGPT. So let's just say this. It basically goes hand in hand. Micro brands have no, and I'll just speak, because I do remember what he said. The more micro brands you buy, the less money you have for a luxury brand down the line. In so many words, right? I didn't quote unquote, you know, with Tim, but that's pretty much what he was getting at. You know, once if you go look at it yourself and just go through that live stream. But what do you guys think about that? Micro brands, their place among luxury brands or big box brands. Do they have a place? Are they important? Will that keep you from getting a luxury watch? And look, I'm going to ask this question. Is it a necessity to own a luxury watch or a vintage piece? And I'm just asking. I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong answer to this, man. And this isn't. We're talking about behaviors. We're not talking about an individual in particular. You know, picking on somebody. We're not going to pick on each other. But the behaviors of watch collecting. Do you guys feel that it's necessary to have a luxury watch? So let's jump into it. Micro brand watches. I don't have a micro brand. I got a Hamilton on right now, and I have a number of different watches, affordable watches. And that was the other thing in chat was saying that the affordable watches don't have zero history. You know, and is that needed? I'm just asking, is that needed? Does the historical value of a watch, does that determine the value to you? Is that something that you want to have in your collection? You know, for example, I made the mistake of saying, I was like, hey, the historical value, I used that term, and I put the word, I said Chopard, and I just using examples. I was trying to think of like some expensive watches that I came across that people, you know, like go crazy over. And oh boy, y'all was like, what is Chopard? Chopard ain't got no history. What is you talking about? And I was like, oh my. Hold up. Okay, well, let me stick to AP and let me stick to AP, Patek, Vacheron, and Rolex. Let me just stick to those. I'm not gonna say nothing else. And I just want to talk about the main ones because I'm like, man. But I'll say this: um, ball watches. They're not talked about and the historical value of that. Mr. Ball like revolutionized like precise timekeeping after a tragedy. Ball watches was invented. I can't remember how many people died in that train crash, but all right, let me get to the. That's a wild way to look at it. There are people who don't have any ambition to own a luxury watch. I don't think it's necessary to own a watch, period, but I want it anyway. Historical value is not, but it's not the most important thing when buying a watch. Who determines what is luxury? What is the criteria to meet the definition of a luxury watch? That is a serious. Hold up. Let me tag that because the only reason I'm tagging that Hannibal and well, I want to just focus on that real quick is because I ran into a guy that has he has an Invicta Pro Diver two-tone, right? It's a 42 millimeter. And this is a watch that he's had, like, and I met this guy 2 years ago. And before that, I want to say he had it for like 12 years, right? Still running like a top, nice looking watch, right? And he said it took him a minute. He said, man, I worked, and I finally got that watch. So the value of that watch right now, today, it was an NH35. If you can find that watch, no more than $125 max. The lowest you'll find that watch, maybe $48, $50, somewhere around there. Now, at that time when he bought it, let's go back 12 years, that watch probably cost him, again, maybe $150 to, let's say $150 to $200. I'm not even gonna say $200. Let's just say $150 max. And he saved up for that. That is a luxury item to him. That is a grail to him because the way he fawned over that watch. And it's like what Tim said, he was like, hey, one of his pet peeves is who do you think you are to poo-poo on somebody else's watch collection and with how they collect. That was his, he didn't say the word poo-poo, but I just want to use that term. Yeah, who do you think you are? Who are you to determine what's luxury to that person? Because I went to go see, and I don't have an example, this is actually on my phone, I can't show you. I went to go see Chrono Swiss and I recorded that Dracula watch, which is about 50 grand, right? Comes in a nice box, coffin box, and dude, they had another tourbillon out there, and I want to say that was, what was it, 80 to 100,000, somewhere around there. I think it's close to $100,000. Nice watch, and that is high-end luxury. That's, I mean, we're talking, I bought my house just, 8 years ago, man. My house is under $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, that watch is just as expensive as my house. Saying you need a watch is like saying you need VHS. Hey, man, I do, man, bro. Come on, man. You definitely need a VHS player, bro. We want them. It's not a want, man. This is a need, bro. Like, watches go hand in hand, bro. It's a part of your DNA. I'm just kidding. I'm just talking crap. Luciano Chapard does have history, but it's not illustrious compared to other brands. Hey, Hannibal been up all night. He got nicknames for all y'all, bro. Like, man, you had me crying, bro. I was sitting there, I was dozing off when you text me, bro. And I looked down, I said, you stupid. Oh, man, Skylar, Simon Bar Sinister Santana. Wow. Oh, my gosh. Junie names. On the road right now. Be careful, man. Drive safe. Yeah. I think the word luxury is not the correct word for watches. Exchange expensive for luxury. That will actually work better. Yeah, that would be the definition. Honestly, that would be the definition of it, bro. Because I was watching a video last night. What was it? Your end watch. I think that was the title of this live stream, and I caught it after the live went off. But it was like, what is your end watch?
Hello.
If that's if that's a thing. And that made, like, when I was sitting there listening to what, it's like so the mind goes to Calatrava or some type of like a Tiffany blue Patek, you know what I mean? Like it's like that is by default that's where your mind should be going, right? But is that the case? I mean, because if, let's say for instance, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna collect, I'm going to buy X amount of watches up until I'm 50 years old, and after that I'm done. Like my last watch that I'll get may be what year was that? 1969. There was a glycine that came out that's actually using the pushers from the Monaco, the original Monaco. So that could be my end watch. But then if I share that to social media, right? Now people are looking at, hey, the people that's in the vintage lane will be like, yo, kudos. There's some people that's in the neo vintage lane, be like, that's cool. And you got the new collectors like, well, if you went that far back, you may as well gotten this or gotten that. And I start getting those recommendations on what I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that other crap. And I'm like, and I got the watch that I wanted. If there's a such thing as an end watch, I don't believe it. Not if you're an enthusiast. I feel like price is just something just to be thrown out there. I don't believe any watch worth millions of dollars. It's worth millions of dollars. People get so caught up. That's, bro, I wrote it down in my notebook. Design compromise, lazy engineering, flip culture, snobbery, elitist, gatekeeping, dismissing micro brands because of heritage, price inflation, value versus cost concerns. Watches have increased beyond perceived value currently. And I was in a live stream, trying to think whose live stream that was. Oh my gosh, it was the original OC. And that was one of the questions he asked. There was a poll that he put up, and it was 4 things he asked. But I do remember one is like, are you just going to suck it up and buy? And the majority of the people at the time said, I'm going to suck it up and buy. Now, what is y'all already know the one watch, like, it goes without question. The number one talked about watch, and I asked ChatGPT this, right? What is the number one talked about watch brand? And it said Rolex, hands down. Rolex, hands down, right? And you hear terms about reach for the crown, best investment that you'll ever have, and like there's a lot of stuff that grinds the gears of certain people. That's like, I'm not against Rolex, but I don't think Rolex is the be all. And this is something that we've had in this conversation. Hannibal has even challenged us multiple occasions. Like, I can name 16 to 30 watches that are better than Rolex in nature, like from the finishing to the movement to even the price. Like, I've seen all the different examples. I don't come for Hannibal. He has the book of notes ready to roast. How about just buying what you like with your hard-earned money? What would be amazing? That would be amazing. Imagine that, bro. Imagine a world where you go to work and you trade your time for dollars, right? And at the end of the week, after everybody takes their money and they're cut out of your check, and you look and see what you got left, everything that you got left. And I mean, from keeping the lights on to making sure that their refrigerator is stocked full of food just enough to keep you, from starving to death. And you got a little bit left. And you say, you know what? I'm going to take this portion of my check and I'm going to put something on my wrist. And you do. and you post it to Watch Crunch, and you post it to Instagram, and you get hype, and you may even be inspired to start a YouTube channel, and you're like, yo, I absolutely love watches, and this is my watch. And it's like, boo, boo, give me a tomato. Don't get that crap out of here. What is that? Like, it's a Hamilton. Yeah, but it's not long jeans though. Why? You should have went long jeans. I'm like, okay. I should have went long jeans. All right, okay. Boss, I need to work overtime. Crap. Oh man. Hope I got something I can sell. Boom. And I bought it. Got my long jeans. Hey y'all, I got my long jeans. Boo, that's the wrong model. Boo. Get that man up out of here. You're like, what the heck? Okay, I got the long jeans. I got the I got the watches that you told me to get. YouTube. I watched you, man, and that's why you have to follow what you like, man. And not to pick on my man, but like I think a lot of us, I mean, the dial is what attracts you to it, and then you figure out what's machining that thing, what's powering that thing, you know. Oh, that was the other thing too. Oh, this was a great one. This was a great one. One of the most frustrating things is off-the-shelf movements. The conversation of so this actually went split. You got some people that are tired of you complaining about like, so what they got an NH35, so what that it has a Salida 200, so what that it has a Miota. I like the watch. I think the watch is dope. No, you need to have in-house. You need to have the top of the top. You need meta certified. If it's not meta certified, if it hadn't gone to the moon and back, your watch is trash. You are a trash collector. If you don't have this in your watch box, what are you doing? Uncle Tim told you, like in the beginning of this video, man, who are you to sit and talk about somebody that's working to buy watch? Because we don't need watches, bro. Ranger in the building. Thought when Wilsdorf created Rolex, were they not a micro brand back then, considering they were already established brand? Yeah, I mean there was a lot of brands. I mean AP was working at the time. Cartier was a thing at the time. Ball watches was a thing before Rolex. I mean there's a lot of companies that was out there. You know what I'm saying? Like the Waterbury Watch Company. I mean, yeah, you there was a lot of people there at the time, but you know, Megazoid in the building. He said Scarlett Santana, the mystical wonder. Megazoid. The list is 100. Hey, that's funny. Scarlett and the Heezy. I ain't heard that term in a minute. I don't care for luxury brands. I prefer the micro brands. See? Okay. Hey. Again, I got, yeah, right there. That right there. This is, I dig that watch. You know what I'm saying? I just changed the battery on a watch that I hadn't worn in a long time. One of the loudest watches I have in my collection. It's super loud, bro. Like, dude, I changed it and you can hit tick, tick, tick. But it's this right here, my Timex Coca-Cola. Yeah. And guess what? I still got the sticker on the back of that. Sticker's on? Yep, the sticker's still on there. I don't want that. I don't want nothing to wear off, so I'm leaving the sticker. And if the sticker peel off, guess what? I'm going to Kokomo and get another sticker put on because they got those stickers. I want the sticker on mine. Yep, so the Unity collection. I got one. I bought this watch in spirit of my grandmother because she would wear something like this. Now the strap, you know what? I do need to change the strap out. Cause it's just like, it's like meh. It's alright, whatever. But yeah, man. Oh man, you know I didn't know that the dove had a little piece thing in his mouth. I just noticed that. Hold on, let me see, hold up. Do it stay on? Yep, and the second hand hits every tick mark. I'll look and see if it hits everyone. Mega Barney Rubble. Wow, Barney Rubble. Every brand has been a micro brand at some point. Yep, they dismiss micro brands because most people in luxury brands Let's put the dent in the money at the bottom. Yeah, I'll put the dent in. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But hey, if you're buying a luxury brand makes you happy, dropping thousands, go for it. It's social media that is hyped up. Yeah. And keep in mind, a number of us in the chat right now, a number of you guys that are watching me right now, you guys do risk check. You guys look at risk. And majority of people aren't. They don't care. I promise you, you'll have more people. There was a study they did, about what people watch and pay attention to, and they sneakers. Among certain groups of people, they look at your sneakers first. They did a study. They said it's crazy. More women look at the form of a woman's body than men. This is an actual study. Go look it up. And I'm like, yo, okay, so there's other things that people pay attention to more than your wristwatch. Now, I'm walking, I see somebody with a watch. I'm like, oh, let me see what he got. I'm looking down. Oh, Timex. Oh, that's a Rolex. I know that. Oh, Invicta. Yeah, I've seen it. I do that. I risk check, man, but I'm not going, regardless, even if we spark up a conversation, which I'm going to tell you, one of the district manager at my job had on a Rollie. And I just went around on a limb. I said, did you just get that Rollie? He looked and he kind of did like this, kind of tucked it, right? He said, yeah. I got the allocation. I wasn't able to pick it up, but they sent it out to me. He said, and he looked at me, and now my manager at the time told him, like, oh, Travis is a watch guy, because he felt uncomfortable, like, dude, I bought him. I said, no, bro, I like watches, I dig. And he looked down, and what did I have? I had on my Hamilton, the other one, my mechanical one. And he said, what is that? I said, oh, it's a Hamilton. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know Hamilton. And he said, question, how did you know that I just got the watch? I said, bro, it ain't sized. That thing's slopping all over your wrist. He was like, yeah, I gotta go. I was going in this weekend to get it sized. I said, bro, that's a quick way to, don't do that to yourself, man. And he felt bad, whatever. The next time I seen him, it was sized. And I don't know if he's watching, he may be watching, but and I didn't tell your name. Some people know where I work at, so don't get all upset. Snobby based on
pancakes at all. Like you're missing out. That's what America's good for. Sugar.
is insecure. Yeah. So that Megazord, that was one of the things when I looked up on ChatGPT. That is another pet peeve of people. Is that right there? The snobbery part. The snobbery part, man. And for the most part, in somebody's face, like face to face, you're not gonna hardly ever get it, man. Cause I was at Moya Jewelers, man, with my Pro Diver on, and the guy thought it was a Rolex because it was the one I had on the other day. It looks just like a Samaritan. He said, "Oh, you got a Samaritan?" I said, "No. This is a Pro Diver." He was like, "Pro Diver?" I said, "Invicta." He was like, "Oh, yeah, I know about Invicta." He said, "I started my collection off with Invicta." He said, "That's interesting." He was like, "Man, I didn't see that one." He said, "It looks just like a Samaritan." Having a great conversation, and then he said, okay, this is what I got in my collection. What do you got? And I was like, ooh, let me show you, because I had my bag with me. He was like, oh, he never heard of micro brands. And he was like, yo, this is interesting. What the heck? And then he goes over to the case, and at that time, they had a Zelos in there. He was like, I was wondering what that was. He said, man, that had to be some foreign brand. I didn't know what it was. It looks interesting. I said, yeah, micro brands is fun, man. It's nice. Like we just, had that talk. But yeah, snobbery is another one. Ben 10, what's good, everyone? It's a good day. Even when it rains, I'm wearing my PJ. Oh, here you go, bro. Here you go, man. Your reference numbers, bro. Hold on, man. Let me see what you got on your wrist, bro. Hold on, bro. All right, we done with Tim. I'm not going to even respond to Tim no more. We're not. Because we free flowing in this conversation. Let's see. Piaget, bro. Piaget. Oh man, hold up. Chat went on somewhere. 9894. Ooh, oh. So this is what popped up. That right there. That's classy, bro. That's classy piece, brother. Oh, they got another one though that I'm looking at. This is interesting. Piaget. That's not bad, bro. You a classy dude, sir. You are classy. They got a silver. All right, Vacheron AP Protect collectors know better than Orient collectors. Technically, their collections are the same to each collector. But the real question is this: would I feel the same way if I had an endless bank account? That is the question. That is the question. And we talked about that, Skylar, the other day, man. Honestly, and you know, okay, let's do this, Skylar, because I actually talked to James and he's willing, you know what I'm saying, he's ready to do a live. Maybe we can get on and we can have that discussion together, you know what I'm saying. Honestly, I personally think your collecting ways will change. I'm telling you this. I'm gonna tell you this. When I went to Moyer and looked at what they had to offer, right? And I always like looking at like IWC, which I didn't. Oh, that's another thing too. Do you know that there's some people that, of course, they frown on Hublot, right? They frown on Bell and Ross and IWC. Like, this is something that collectors like. These are brands that we could do without. And I was like, really? I thought that was interesting. I read that yesterday this morning. And I was like, I thought IWC, like the Engineer, is not a fan favorite at all, right? And I'm like, man, and that's coming from people. So if you did have like, say for instance, we did have an endless bank account, or remember I said yesterday, if you had 25,000, but just imagine if you had, let's say $150,000 per year disposable income, what would your watch collection look like? Would you continue? Would you still buy micro brands? I'm curious. Would you still go to windups, Intersect, anything that feature micro brands? Or would you be in like the Geneva watch days? Would you go and look at, that's all you're doing is high end stuff? Because your bank, that's a nice amount of money, $150,000 per year to buy watches. That's different. Now, do you buy more of your micro brands and affordable brands? Because at that point, you can afford to jump in and test a look, and having that kind of money, because there is gatekeeping and snobbery in watch collecting, man. Like, but that does put you in different circles. Would you join a red bar if you're not a part of that right now? Let me see what the comments talking about. Yeah, I got more attention from our Purple Dial Henry Archer. That Henry Archer is sick, bro. Quit playing. That thing is sick. I got my Seiko Arnie on, y'all. Hey, man, look, I'm calling this the General Hawk, bro. Like G.I. Joe, if y'all don't know. Niggas always start a channel and give our I always say FN. F91Ws. Whiskey. Foxtrot 901 Whiskeys. If you won a lottery today, the only difference is that you'd buy all the microbrand models instead of a handful of luxury watches because you're a freak for watches. Hey, and I can tell you this. I like to troll Skylar in the thing. and talk junk, but I'm telling you with my own eyes and everybody that was there that paid attention to Skylar, that dude, man, you worse than me, bro. I thought I was like a fanatic, bro. You were literally drooling. Like you had like it's wet sauce from his mouth, pause, on the watch, bro. Like he was so engulfed. Like once you're done recording, bro, and doing your thing, dude, you were in there. And I was laughing at you. I was laughing at you. I was talking to another guy. I said, look at him, bro. That dude is crazy, bro. Fanatic. And there was a guy there that I ran into that had a Monaco homage. Beautiful watch. And he said he got it from AliExpress. Had that thing on bold as he could. And he had some other pieces. He had some other watches in his bag. And I'm telling you, I literally thought he had a Monaco on. But it was a quartz piece. That watch looked good. It looked good on his wrist. I mean, bold. And I was like, man, that's really nice, bro. He was like, well, thank you. And that was the highlight for me. Just watching how many people just kind of just spazzed out over watches, man, was enjoying watches. And we're going to end on this note, man, because, yeah, we can go back and forth. There was a couple of, hey, like, it was one of those type of comments that could just end a whole lot. Like, hey, bro, like, what difference do it make? It's your money, you buying it. Like, what does anybody else got to say about it? End the discussion. In-house movements are overrated, especially certain companies have major problems with their in-house movements, especially 400. I was going to buy one, but they had major problems. Okay. Got me a Vario Solar. Not bad. Okay. You and that brew, man. You and that brew watches. What's the next watch on your wish list? Mine is JLC Master Control Ultra Thin. Ultra. AP Rolex had issues with their movements. Eric Mac Daddy pause in the building. When I go to Thailand next year, I'm picking up a couple of Wise watches on my trip. Yeah. Been in the Ben 10 trash again. Saw original Rolex Paul Newman Daytona. You throwing them? Hey, bro, I need to find out where you live at, man. Man, hey, yeah, when you calling him out, you don't know who could have been listening. That's right. Eric E40 Mac. Wow. My Vostok Commanderski. I got a Commanderski, man. I like that watch, man. Quirky little piece. If it wasn't for DK, I was gonna send it back because I didn't. I was like, the crown broke, but he was like, no, bro, that's the characteristic. Ooh, Hail Caesar. I see what you wearing. But wait a minute, Ben. Hold up, bro. Pause, bro. Did you say I feel quite cute? What? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm cooked on that one, bro. I ain't got nothing else. Oh man. Do difference between what you afford. That's my income. That is my income, 150 a year, and I buy micro brands. Hey, if you buy what you like, man. Entrepreneur gets flack because they use the same movement. But charge 12K. Bro, here's the deal. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. I was looking at oh my gosh, Hublot. I was looking at Hublot, and Panerai has this issue too. Both Hublot and Panerai got this one issue that there's certain models that use the 2824 and they want over $7,000 for these watches. And I'm like, 2824. I like the watches though. I do like the look of the Panerai over that Hublot that I was looking at. But I said, man, when it comes down to what's powering the watch and what I'm gonna get, I'm like, okay. Because I know that I'm a huge fan of glycine. I just like glycine watches, but they use that too. They're either using the ETA 2824 or the SW200. Same. And you see, like the most you're gonna pay for one of those, even when you get into the higher end stuff of the Salida, which the Salida 300 and 330s, you're talking about $1,200 versus a watch that looks great, striking, and y'all know I like Panerai, but I don't want to give you $7,000 for that movement, bro. Like, I mean, at that price, I might as well, I mean, like, I'm getting a Tudor at that point. And I'm not gonna pay $7,000 for it. I'm not gonna buy it new either. My buying habits will not change. I have Dollar Tree taste. Oh man, when it comes to money, my watch is. Hold on, my money to money and watches. I'm Mr. YOLO. Okay. I'm on EBT. EBT, man. Y'all crazy, bro, in this chat, man. What you say? The one. Custom made dresser full of watches. Yeah, my collection won't change, honestly. I make 3 times more money now in 3 years, and I still drive the same car, have the same clothes. You see my car. No cap. Hey, I drive the mess out your car, man. Hey, I'm not real big. I don't care, man. Just give me point A, point B. Be reliable. We good to go. I got my okay, yo. You got a PRX today? Nice. I got too many nicknames. I can't keep up. Hey, PRX grid dials are only 1,900 pieces. Johnny Quest baby. Wow. I got a table at the casino with my name on the chair. I believe it. I'll make sure I got all. He said if Trap was a billionaire, his collection would surpass Jerry's. I don't think it's still at this point. I don't think I would. I don't think I would, man, because y'all don't know, man. Jay Jones got he has an endless amount of resources. He could just buy any watch he wants to at any given time, man. That dude just, yeah. I don't think, man, even if I was a billionaire, I couldn't catch that dude. Because I laughed and I said, Jay, do you know I've been collecting, like seriously collecting since 2014. I said, and in 4 years, you blew past me like I was standing still and you were in a Ferrari, bro. But I said, dude, that man, I'm like, yo, Jay Jones, him and Felix, man, they just, bro, that's crazy. And I would talk about Felix. Felix, I would talk about you, but I know you ain't watching, so I'm safe. I can say whatever I want to about Felix. And you ain't gonna know unless somebody come back and tell you. And then you go try to search it out. I'm like, man, go to an hour and 8 minutes and Trap was talking about you. And then you'll come back. But I know somebody told you because you're not watching. Bro. And I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb, so y'all know y'all heard that. Lonely Wrist is in the building, man. What's going on, bro? What's going on, man? Hey. Blake. Blake is in the building. Yo, that's cool. Appreciate you being here, man. Hey, how they gonna call you at the end? Right, I know they gonna call me at the very end. Normally they do it in the beginning of the show, but it's all good because like right now we coasting. We're about to land this plane, but I just wanna I wanna end with this, and the fact that Lonely Wrist is in here, man. A phenomenal podcast. Me and Skylar was talking about you the other day. I said, you have one of the most slept on podcasts, but have the best. And I'm not calling nobody else out. I'm not saying no names. Skylar, you know who I was talking about. But I've been watching a lot of podcasts and the information that's given. Because I want to know more. I want to learn more. And I am interested in how people collect, right? And I do have my pet peeves, because that's the topic we're talking about right now. Like, is pet peeves. And that's just across the board, right? Tim, over there in 1916, kind of kicked this off. And when he did it that same day, I did a video or live on micro brands and versus luxury and stuff like that. And all of us have our own opinions about stuff. But getting back to the information that's gained from YouTube, there are those that, like, according to ChatGPT, what I wrote down, people that overemphasize, people that will take a stock photo and bludgeon you to death with it and say that this is a great watch and you never touched it. And then there are those that give you valid information, and they're bringing some industry leaders. It is interesting, the people that you've had on your podcast. Yo, and I'm gonna just tell y'all this, man. Shameless plug, man. Go check out Lonely Wrist, man. Just check it out. Tell me what you think later, whatever. I'm not telling you to go subscribe or not subscribe, but I'm just saying go check it out and look at it. You may be surprised at some of the people he got. I saw one person, like, he got a couple people that I look at on a regular basis, and I said, oh, that is so dope that they know, and you brought another part of them. Even some that was their first time, but they got their own podcast. You got to watch. I'm not telling who it is. Interesting work. And I was looking at the numbers, and not so much that I'm a numbers guy, but I'm like, there's some podcasts out here that I'm like, they're getting this push. And I'm like, I'm looking the way they do, how they interview, and I'm like, I vote Blake for president on teaching podcasting stuff on how to do it. In other words, you got a great content. Great content. I've binge watched it like it was Netflix. And I'm not gonna tell you, y'all have to go watch. Thank you for dropping that. Appreciate y'all.
It was either 3 or 11.
All right, nerd. Watchman 54, man. What's happening?
Actually,
Hey, Watchman 54. I took your that dedicated watch, your daughter's dedicated watch. I took that out to get it lined up. I'm getting a leather band to put on there. So when I went out there to Trifecta, I told them what I wanted, and I'm gonna actually have something, and I'm gonna get in touch with you before I have everything done. But it's going to be an actual a green leather, probably a snakeskin band to go on that watch. And yeah, I'll let you know, man. It's something I want stamped on the bottom of it to commemorate that. Seeing that I was gonna have it done on the actual rotor, I'm gonna have it done on the leather strap. I'm gonna take the bracelet off. I probably will never use that bracelet again. I'm gonna just put leather on it. Robert said you might be in minutes and hours in Austin. I just booked my flight. Yeah. That is the goal. To get there. I had so much fun going there. I love being out there in Texas, man. Amazing, bro. Yeah. That's all I can say. Lonely junction wrist. Hey, man, you with these nicknames, bro. I mean, you coming off the top. Oh no, man, it's cool, bro. Yeah, man, I just encourage people to go over there, man, because the thing about it, I have my prescribed videos, or YouTubers, if you will. I like to call you guys authors of your channel, because you guys provide a lot of information, and I see the passion. Like even with Skylar, I think what you're doing with YouTube and the passion and everything that you have, bro, it's like a different level, man. And granted, everybody has a place. Even the big, like when we talk about Tim, we talk about Teddy, everybody has their place. Some of these people, you got to keep in mind, they own a company, they own stores. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. And dude, I went through so many comment sections. Teddy is loved by a majority of the people that watch him, but then you got a percentage of haters. You got a percentage of people like, man, why are you here? You here just to sell watches. Yes, just like Toyota, just like Ford, just like Haynes, just like the gas station, the energy companies, everybody wants your money. Some people you can't avoid. The IRS, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if the IRS, my bad, y'all. Imagine if the IRS started a YouTube channel and they was like, yeah, we out here taking your money. Yeah, like you'll have a bunch of people that are signed into them, right? And if they talked about their political views, I guarantee you'll have a number of people that'll watch. You'll have haters in there. You'll have lovers. No, the IRS, we love you. We appreciate you for being here. Take more of my money. So yeah, there's some people that's on YouTube that's necessary. Some that are healthy for it. It just gives a refreshing look at horology, man. And everybody got a different take. And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. It's crazy. I guess that's a pet peeve of mine too, man, is you hating on somebody that's actually out here loving it. Like, okay, who's horology for? And I've said this before. If horology was a person, I will sit down and talk like, Mr. Horology, I don't know what you had in mind, but this is how they're using you out here in the street. I would have a serious conversation, man. You got some people that's abusing you out here. There's some people that's making money off you, but then there's some people out here giving some false information. There's some people that have bought into a brand and that's all they want to do is direct us to their brand. They don't care if the brand could be trash, could be utter trash. And you're like, oh, this is great until it's not. And then you go and do some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I remember, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get off of it, but I'm going to say this. When Shaq came to Invicta, everybody was like, yo, Shaq is here, because the one thing some people, not everybody, some people wanted to have Invicta included in the conversation because you already had Rolex on the wrist of famous tennis players, golf, basketball, the whole nine, right? Martin Luther King. So to have a celebrity represent, and there's some of you guys that sent me pictures. Trap, I saw an Invicta watch on Netflix. Trap, I saw this on Dateline, the news. Like I still have these pictures. So when Shaq came and I said, I wonder how long this is gonna last, because remember, Shaq has 155,000 businesses. I said, bro, this is going to be profitable for him until it's not. All right, let me get to the chat. We get to meet you there. Yep, cool. I'm working on sending you something special. Okay, thank you. Everyone who talks about watches sells watches. It's kind of like a conflict in my eyes. Yeah, bro, it's a conflict of interest, bro. It is. It is, bro. Because, like, if you think about it, bro, you can be, and I'm not saying Teddy's not an enthusiast. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he can love watches front to back, back to front, the whole nine, but he still sell watches, man, and he has to get his business. And then who else? He has Mr. Wonderful. And I see the comment section, man. I'm talking about when Mr. Wonderful and Teddy is in there, and I'll throw this out there. It's like, yo, Mr. Wonderful, stop talking about this brand, this micro brand, because the price is gonna go up. Well, I don't know if the price went up, but your watch that you were saving up for is definitely not available, because people were like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't even know this brand existed. And if Mr. Wonderful likes it, I'm buying it. They don't even like the watch. I guarantee you, there's people that didn't like the watch, that didn't care, but they bought it because Mr. Wonderful said so. That watch sold out, and now they're going to resell it or maybe sell it online for it. You know, like, hey, they bought it at $700 and you'll see it for $15. Mr. Wonderful said, so you're going to pay for that. Isotope. I'm just saying. Mark Channel, even though he clearly said, yeah, Mark is very transparent. It kills some of the credibility when they sell the product and talk about it. Hey man, not hating on them, but this isn't a business for me. Just passion. Blake, I know. It is funny when you're on the Watch Hangout, bro, like the banter back and forth, bro. And I told you I was there, hey Blake, stand no business, bro. I'm with you, bro. I don't care if you go on about 2 more Hublows, bro. I'm rocking with you, bro. If you mention any watch or even give a wrist check, technically you're selling watches, watches, because the people who rock with you most likely will be pushed more to move. I didn't even show, hey, look. I went online and bought an Expedition. It was still in the box. Guess what? I bought an Expedition. I ain't even pull it. Hold on. Did I pull the thing out? Oh, yeah, it's running. Yeah, I haven't set the time and date. But I bought this new. I haven't put it on the wrist yet. I'm not going to put it on the wrist because this is going to be one of the watches that I give away for next month. I'm doing a giveaway. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hold on, let me show again. I bought this from Amazon, right? Go check it out, man. Go over there to Amazon and get. You may not be able to get this one anymore, but I bought this Timex. Yeah, Coca. You like Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Which one? And yeah, you know, and you can say that about me, bro, because I go to Trifecta a lot. What is my interest in Trifecta? Why do I bring you information about Trifecta? And I'm there every other Wednesday. Literally every other Wednesday, I'm in Trifecta showing you guys watches. I just presented straps that's coming up. So you can say the same about me, man. It's a conflict, Trap. You trying to make us, hey, go buy it. How about that? Tony Woe, man, he go, I hereby declare FUBU as a luxury brand. Hey, for us, by us, let's get it. They are monetized others' passions. Yup. It's clear Teddy puts business before passion. He has amazing content, of course. Teddy Bear was a watch enthusiast before he was a watch businessman. Did you call him Teddy Bear? What? Hey, yo. Oh, man. Kuo has jumped in price the last few months. Yeah, it's been talked about by some of the big guys. But I just watch his content with a grain of salt. Yeah. I remember watching Teddy when he first started, and yeah. It's crazy though. It's crazy because I seen like Teddy just talked about was it Colorado Watch Company? The guy, a curator of that company did he have a stroke or something like that? But here's the deal. He just found out about it. Mark from Islander Watches just mentioned that 3 weeks ago. So Teddy, like that information just filtered to Teddy 2 days ago. Mark from Islander Watches, he mentioned that dang near a month ago or however long. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Ooh, that's a good topic. There's a great subject. Yep. How do we talk watches without being viewed as sellouts? Not saying he's not an enthusiast collector, of course, no one watches, but at this point, he's still pushing videos out because it makes money off of it, which is something I don't do. He's definitely, Vortex, thank you. Trap, we're going to Teddy's store. We driving the caddy. Hey, man, rolling, that caddy pull up nice, too. Dude, I talked to Rob. Really? See? Yeah, dog, that's over a month ago. That's crazy. See? That's wild, bro. That is wild. Yeah, I said I was going to get up to Teddy's store to go check it out. I was supposed to have went for when he had that Grand Seiko event. It didn't work out, though. Was that what happened that week? Oh no, that weekend I had the grandbaby. So I'm gonna tell you this: if it come down to the grandbaby watch event's gonna lose out every time without question. I don't care. I do not care. Hey, that's where I'm at with it. We will all get together and pick a weekend, head to Cleveland. Okay. Hey, I'm down with that, man. We did one, and we haven't done it in a long time. We had an event, and it wasn't my event, man. It was another collector, man. He had an Invicta event, right? Or just he called. It wasn't an Invicta event. He just called all the Invicta collectors, and he had one guy flew all the way from California. We met in Tennessee, which was 4.5 hours for me to drive. And we had a great time in the hotel. We set up our watches. We talked, man. Like, dude, it was beautiful. I think we should do more and more of that. I think Random Rob said that. I think Random Rob said he's skipping out on Wind Up to do his own thing with his Patreon or his Discord group, which I totally commend that, man. I mean, dude, I think that's something we should do more of. And not knocking, the wind-ups intersect minutes and hours, but I think as collectors, we should just like rent out or like just go to one spot maybe a 2-day weekend or something like that or whatever, and just, you know what I'm saying, talk watches, hang out, go, you know, break bread together. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it. The one we did in Tennessee, amazing. I'll get the free coffee. I'll stand by my decision to not monetize my audience like that. And I commend you for that. And that's another, man, Blake. Again, bro, appreciate you being here. But I think of all the people that I watch, all the people that I stand behind and enjoy the content. And the thing about it is, I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm just watching you just to get your numbers up. That don't do me. That's wasting my time. Absolutely wasting my time. And even when people say, hey man, come over and watch my show. And if I watch your show one time and I don't like it and I don't come back, don't ask me, yo bro, you don't watch, or don't try to pressure me. But like, you don't watch the channel. I'm like, hey, nah, I'll share you out, bro, but it's not for me. You can't be offensive to that. You shouldn't take offense to that. I don't take offense to it because I know my content does not resonate with everybody. I know it don't. I've been told this, and I respect people. I'll shake your hand. Hey, appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you giving me a shot and seeing if this is something that you like or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't resonate with everybody. Case in point, dude, I talked to Victor and I told Skylar this. I literally ran my show based off of Invicta fans, Invicta lifestyle for 4.5 to 5 years. I'm talking about, and it wasn't until I started talking about micro brands and, you know, like this, to where there was a whole different audience and they like start supporting, they start rocking, right? Invicta collectors did not, I'm telling you, it was obvious that they wasn't rocking. I didn't put out a product that they can resonate with. You know what I'm saying? Like they just didn't support it. And there was a time I was like, dude, is it me? What's going on, man? I felt some type of way, but I can't make somebody like something that they don't want to watch it. They don't want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing I say with content creators, man. If I gravitate towards it, I'm with you. If it's not for me, it's not for me. Yeah, man, I'm here for the passion. That's it. Whatever happens to my channel audience, whatever, that's what's going to evolve naturally. Yeah, you got some. I'm gonna tell you this. One thing. I can't give out guarantees, but I dang near want to guarantee this one, man, bro. Like the evergreen portion of your channel is going to catch fire. It's going to catch fire just because of the people that you got on there. Some of my favorite people to listen to, man. Yeah, y'all got to go watch. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you. I ain't giving you, hey, the spoilers. No spoiler alert. Yeah, man. I definitely, man, bro. I was at work and I was watching, and some I didn't comment on because I was working, but like you seen the comments I left with some. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Yo, this is really good. I actually screenshotted some of the stuff that you got, and I'm working on a video. It'll come out next month in reference to stuff that you're talking about. It's just the passions of watch collecting. Let's see. I love the fact you share some stores like Island and Trifecta when you purchase a watch from you to know the real deal. Yet, you know what? That's another thing, element to my show that I want people to take advantage of, take full advantage of. If I go to that store and I show you that store, I'll tell you how I was treated. Right now, there's two things. I went in the store, and I'll go back in that store. I can't record in there at all. But I'll tell you what they have to offer, and I don't think their website is. He's old school. He's very old school. So I will have to show some stock photos, or if he will at least allow me to record the watch in my hand and not so much the store, I'll show you guys that. But he is extremely old school, but he is German based. He loves German watches, and it's right here in the city. And I definitely want to show that part of Indiana, because people come here for various things, man. You may come here for a sporting event, the Final Four, racing. I know we got some people that's coming across the pond. We should be coming up on MotoGP, and yeah, when that comes, I'll offer it out. I said, hey, I told some guys, hit me up, and I will give you a tour around the city. We'll take you to get some good food and all that stuff, man. Yeah. So, Reese Nichols sold me my Rolex under MSRP. Trifecta is beyond legit. Yes, yeah, man, yeah, bro. And that's the facts. That's facts. And I met, it's been 3 years now that I've known Jake. Met him out in Kokomo. You know, so these are places that, shoot, I'm tripping. I gotta pay for my food, y'all.
Oh, Diner and Dash again.
I did that before. That's when we were first getting acquainted with each other. She was like, I said, I left my wallet. She was like, bruh. I said, I'll be right back. You looked at me like, you ain't coming back. I don't remember your face. I had to come a low crawl back over here and beg her forgiveness. She beat me over the head with a bat. Like, she was like, don't you ever do? I'm just kidding.
Don't let me get you walking down the road while I'm driving.
My biggest pet peeve is Rolex people. Mercy. Thank you. I've been in Teddy's store. They have some nice stuff, a little bit high, but they do have Seiko Lux at a reasonable price. Okay. Man, that's kind. Can't wait to see it. Okay. Hey, and let's end on this one. We've been on for 1:30. I think we like the plane is down. We're on the tarmac. I'm about to get y'all off. Yeah, pause. Anyway, I don't see a problem with Rolex at all. You know, I was talking about this with Hannibal, and I've said this before on previous episodes that, you know, if it was left up to me, you know, with a certain amount of money, right? If I just had like a crazy amount and I did buy Rolex, it would be a Yachtmaster and the I would get the Datejust, and I would get the reference that, and I think I may be wrong. I think it was a 1601, and that was the one that Martin Luther King wore. I would get that one just because he wore it, just because he wore it. You know what I'm saying? And there's two stories behind it. One was that Rolex gave him that. The other one was people from his people, his family and friends went in together and bought it so he could be taken more serious in some of these summits because he had a Timex on at the time. And the Air King, I think the Air King is a very significant Rolex. I like the Milgauss, but I would get the Air King over Milgauss. And those would be the ones. And what's funny is I start liking the Yachtmaster just off his appearance. And I like it. I saw it in the metal, put it on, and just I was like, I like this watch, man. The thing is amazing. And what made me like it even more is the fact that people hated on it. They was like, this is an expensive Invicta, it's too gaudy, it's too this. And because people hated on the watch so much, made me like it more. I don't know, I just liked it. I don't know. You guys out there hate it. Deep Sea and Milgauss for me. That Deep Sea is, that's a watch, man. Good grief. And I like that one too. But if I had the disposable income, that's three that I would get. I would get the Datejust, and it'd be the Martin Luther King reference. I want to say it's either 1601 or 1606. Y'all, listen, those that's in the realm of Rolex, you guys know better than me. I'm not. I don't know. But I think that's what it was. It'll be three Rolex pieces that I get. And I would never, and the other thing too is like buying a Rolex is like, hey, you got to reach for the crown. And I'm like, don't. Really. You don't. You don't. I mean, there was a question that was put out there. If somebody bought, I had a watch box full of affordable watch brands, homage, if you will, is that person a watch enthusiast or are they a fraud? If that's all they have. If somebody has a box full of micro brands with no history, and I'm talking about micro brands that may have been created as early as 2020 up till today. Now, granted, you got FP Jordan is considered a micro brand, right? A very expensive micro brand, very expensive. Or is that an independent because of the price? At any rate, does that make you? Or if you have a Jordan in your collection, based on the people that know what a Jordan is, you are automatically that guy or gal. No questions asked. But it comes down to what was said earlier in this live. Who cares what you think is my watch? I'll pay for it. I feel like cookie cutter watch, in my opinion. You sold your Starbucks? Okay. I would buy some Mariner. I was just joking from yesterday. I figured. Moria has the Wimbledon for 11K, I believe. Yeah. I would get sub, no date. I know, boring. But I know I'll eventually sell it. You said you will eventually sell it, just will wear it for a while. The Wimbledon Fluted Jubilee has your heart. Man. I've had 4 Rolexes, sold 3. Not for me. I'm on my last one. Can't let it go. And I'm gonna tell you, the Panerai, Luminor, and the radio mirror, either one. But more of the Luminor is really that caught my attention because I love that, you know what I'm saying, that crown system. Every time I see that watch, and I went to Moria yesterday and just was like, man, this is it, man. This watch is just it. Like this, I put it on the wrist, I'm like, man, it's just something about looking down at that watch that just hits me in the chest, right? The other one was the, I like the James Bond. I do like the James Bond Omega Seamaster, but if I had to pick one, honestly, I told you guys I like the Seamaster 57 or the Speedmaster 57. That watch, man, and I don't want it on a bracelet, man. I just give me the leather strap. And I'm at this point now because I know that at this point I will have to save up to get that or sell a lot of stuff and do whatever, make some great investments or whatever to get that watch. And I'm not even willing to get into that because I don't want to put in an expensive watch in my collection until I get that Panerai. That's it, right? But with that said, that's based off of my perception of it. That's my feelings towards it. I don't want, like, nobody else is going to influence me on that. Now, there's some watches that you guys have talked about that brought to my interest. I'm like, oh, wow, that is nice. You know, I'm considering doing that, you know. I had saw the Brew already, but, you know, I kind of blew past it because there was other watches. And then, Skylar, you really sparked my interest with Brew. The same thing with Vincianico. I saw Vincianico a year before we even ever talked to each other. You know what I'm saying? Even though you may have been watching my channel, bro, like, but I think I met you like the end of that year, whenever it was. I had seen Vincianico and talked to them and all this, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't until, yeah, that was like curved my interest. I came right back. I said, yeah, I've seen them before. Let me look deeper into it. And the rest is history. Y'all know the one I got in my collection, which I'm like, oh, that thing is, that's pretty sweet. Monday, I'm showing off my entire collection on the Rich Chick show. Never done that before, really. Wow. Rich Chick. So, Rich Chick, what is her? She has a podcast. It is something with red in it, right? Something with red. Oh, man, hold up. Okay, Cafe Andre, y'all ready for the sister super chat? You should see the way she's looking. Super chat.
Super chat?
Yup. You have to say. You gotta say super chat real loud.
Super chat!
Yeah. I gotta leave her a big tip for that one. I gotta leave.
Never show you my face on
Never, ever. Hey, when I was doing the sister, I looked over. It was a lady looking like, what is he doing? And lady over there, she looked at. I know it's man. Listen, I love doing this, man. So that was a classic, and the one y'all, if y'all was live with me, was it a couple weeks back, maybe 3 weeks back, when I had a super chat, and I had Jake from Trifecta actually dance in the thing, bro. Oh my gosh, that one ultimate, ultimate. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. We gonna end on that note. Make sure you tune in to Lonely Risk. I will drop that information. So I don't know what time you going live Monday, but I don't want to miss that. So I will be sharing that with everybody here. And won't you guys, sharing is caring. That's right. That's right. Sharing is caring. So appreciate you guys spending y'all time with me, man. I know time is valuable, and it's time for me to get, because I got to get to work. You feel what I'm saying? So until, oh yeah, in the Lincoln, that Lincoln's fresh too. Until the next lightning strike, ladies and gentlemen, y'all be blessed. Dope live.